Avengers Assemble! Today on Outside the Box Reviews, we are looking at the Hasbro Avengers figure line. And this is figure number 13, Marvel's Hawkeye. Now, I kind of had a break from collecting these things for a little while because I'd covered all the movie figures. I'd bought all the movie figures well in advance of the movie coming out. Already had plenty of time to be disappointed by the lack of articulation. And the movie happened, and then my fandom went from normal levels to, like, massive uber levels. And that's when I bought a lot of the other stuff you may have seen me review so far, and some of the stuff I have yet to review. But not that long ago, Series 3 of Avengers came out, of the figures, and this line we got Hawkeye, Black Widow, and a Skrull, a comic series Skrull. I hate the articulation on this line, so I'm not going to waste my time on comic characters, so the Skrull was straight out. But here we got Hawkeye, so let's take a look at him. And to start off, we're off to a good start. Hawkeye's stupid accessory is pretty not that stupid. What we have here is a bow, with a missile launcher on the side. He comes with 3 different missiles. You have this one here, with one type of head on it. This one with a more cylindrical tip. And then this one. They're all pretty much the same, but just different slight sculpt variances. Probably left over from G.I. Joe's or Star Wars or something, I'm sure. They're the really lame kind of projectiles where you stick them in here and they don't lock in. They just kind of rest and you pull them back and let them spring load shoot out of there. So they're kind of lame in that respect. I'm sure they're fun as a kid's play feature or something. But the funny part is, this bow part here unpegs from the rest of the missile launcher. So you just have the missile launcher you could set aside, and you have Hawkeye's bow, which is really cool. It's nice that they let you separate it from the other thing. But they also gave us another bow. These are both completely identical sculpts. Either one will peg into the missile launcher. They're exactly the same. I guess if you want to leave one on the missile launcher, that's cool. I mean, you could definitely do that. But it's just kind of weird that we got 2 different bows. I was kind of thinking, since I have 2, and I can kind of stand to mess one up, maybe I could try to actually string it or something and have it look more movie accurate, maybe paint some of the details on here, because if we take a closer look at it, it is all black plastic, but he's got his little laser sight over here, so I was thinking maybe I could paint the tip of that red. Just add some wear and tear look on it. I mean, it actually does have some good detail on it, little mechanical looking parts here and there. But it's really just drowned out by the fact that it's all black plastic. Also, any attempt to string this, you'd have to be very careful because it will bend a little bit, as I'm showing here, but it feels like it's going to be pretty brittle, so you don't want to mess with it too much, I don't think. But still, a solid bow for Hawkeye, an easily detachable and ignorable add-on feature. I think, honestly, you can even cut off that little peg that slips into this right there, so it'd be even easier to make it look like a normal bow. Not bad at all. Hawkeye himself is an okay figure. The head sculpt, it's okay. It kind of looks like the actor. I really don't know how much I like it. I guess it looks like him. He had kind of a weird head. I know it's kind of a strange comment, but I've always thought that every time I've even seen him in the movie, he has kind of like too big of a head for his body or something. Or his head looks like it belongs on a chubbier person or something like that. This actually kind of reminds me of one of my friends from high school. Same haircut and everything. But he's got his trademark Hawkeye sunglasses. You see there's a little bit of paint error up at the hairline, which kind of stinks. You turn him one way, it looks better. The profile is actually a heck of a lot better than the actual head-on view. That actually looks a lot more like the actor, so that's not too bad. See, his neck down here has a really ugly seam on it. That's kind of a shame. He's got his official S.H.I.E.L.D. uniform. He's got 2 different S.H.I.E.L.D. logos, one up here and one on his quiver strap. See the zipper detailed on there, the belt buckle. A lot of nice detail on the figure itself. Bunch of straps on his pants. His boots. A lot of nice silver detailing on the buckles, which is cool. You flip him around, he has his quiver. Now, I may be wrong, because I think I've seen this on at least 2 different figures now. Wasn't his quiver very cylindrical? I think it would have to be for the way it operated in the movie, where it turns and attaches the arrows. But I've seen a lot of toys where it's this kind of smushed shape. That's a little disappointing. I also would have liked it if it had the semblance of some arrows coming out of the top. It's not badly done. I mean, it exists. It works for the quiver. It is not removable. It is permanently attached to the figure. And the strap around him is just sculpted straight into the body. It's not a separate rubber piece or anything. It would have been kind of cool if it was a removable piece. That would have been really neat to be able to have him in armed mode and unarmed mode. But, you know, it's whatever. He has his bare arms. He has his glove here for shooting the bow. I don't even know what that's really called. I'm sure there's an official name for it. It's really well done. I do believe that in the movie he had it covering some of his fingers on one of his hands. And I don't think he has that here. And just a wrist strap on this hand. It's a little disappointing because it would be nice to have it totally movie accurate. For articulation, he's what we're used to at this point. He has a ball-jointed head, not a lot of up and down, but it is there, which is better than some of the other figures, and a good side-to-side. Pin socket shoulders with a good range of articulation. Bend and swivel at the elbow. No wrist articulation, which severely hurts this figure, and I'll get into that in a minute. Nothing in the mid-torso, another place where I would have really loved to have it. Once again, he's got a shape right here that would lend itself so well to having that mid-torso ball joint. It's funny, because I look back at some of my older reviews, and I think I complained about that mid-torso ball joint in some of my earlier Marvel figure reviews. I am so missing it now. I take back every complaint I ever said about it. He has the Avengers-style leg joints, which I do really prefer. You can swivel out to the side and go forward. Good range of motion on them. Swivel at the upper leg. Bend at the knee and also swivel, and then nothing in the feet as usual. Another big gripe I have about this figure is Hawkeye doesn't really hold the bow all that well. It kind of seems to slip out of his hand. You gotta get it in the perfect spot for him to really hold it well, which is also unfortunate. And without the wrist swivel, he really can't get it lined up in a good way. It'd be nice to be able to turn it a little bit and have him aiming slightly different ways, but here you're pretty much stuck to having it straight out. His arm articulation doesn't really allow you to aim it in too many different ways, and his head articulation doesn't allow you to have him looking in enough ways to really make it cool. You're basically stuck with a straight line from the front of his chest off to his side. Somewhere in that range is all you get. You can't really aim up because his head doesn't move up far enough for him to be looking. And granted, yeah, he shoots people in the movie without looking, but I kind of would like my character to have his eyes on what he's shooting at if I have him posed that way. It just kind of looks weird if he's not. But overall, Hawkeye is a pretty solid figure. I wouldn't pay any high price for him. He's definitely not worth hitting eBay for and tracking him down. But if you find him in a store, pick him up. He's worth it. He's not a bad figure, and I really did enjoy him in the movie. I didn't think I was going to like Hawkeye in the movie quite so much, but I really did enjoy him in the movie, so that adds to the fact that I feel it's worthwhile. The cool part about this new wave is the Skrull. The Skrull shipped, I think, in the highest numbers in the case. Hawkeye's up there, too. I think there's at least 2 of Hawkeye in a case. But the Skrull is really noticeable on the pegs because he has that bright green axe and the purple card and all that stuff. So if you see a bright green axe sitting on the shelves, most likely the wave has hit. So take a look, see if you got a Hawkeye in your pegs, and enjoy him if you find him. It's been another Outside the Box review, and stay tuned as we continue delving into the world of Avengers.